And we're live. Sorry, I think is that the second time that's happened recently where the video freezes? It's a known issue, I just forgot about it. Some reason in OBS you can't play long videos in HTML. HTML5, they get frozen. I don't know what it is. Anyway, we're live from the Embryo, as named by Skeeter, is the second show of the Carnival of Errors tour, named by Dom, let's use here. Real Machines is here. Nedco, Hart, Naruno, Zeki, Skeeter, Mr. Robert, gunselsenol is here. Am I saying that right? Danny DeVito, Da Vinci, Mr. Robert, Thunder, Tooby, Pierre, Mole's Revenge. Hell yes, this is Kyle. Welcome, Megs, Neighborhood Watch, Meaty Squarepants, Douglas Fillmore, Mr. Dave 335, Dom Simpson, MasterfulPleb, Tagasock 19, Ratty Sugar, and Kid Vet. There we go. Let's see. Oh, and it's Setatro with a 26-month sub. ETC Grumps. Thanks, it's Setatro. Oh, and hello to Duel and GD Bill. Call you guns? Okay. We have a special command called Say My Name you can run, and that will ensure that I remember. Most of the time. It literally changes your name in on my screen. But I probably will remember. But just to be safe, you can run that command. Oh, I still haven't fixed this bug. Okay. Create new. There we go. Hey, Brooms. Slink. I like that. Has anyone used Slinky yet? Whoops. What do we? Show 1721 5471. We already have it. We don't need to delete that. There it goes. Oh yeah, just do exclamation point, say my name, space guns. Yeah. Oh, guns did it? Yeah. In a moment, Tooby, our bot, will tell me. Well, actually, Tooby won't tell me till after the song. We did that because people changed their name too many times. But I will certainly remember the rest of the show at very least. But it'll be updated in our system in a moment. Oh, Doug threw together an impromptu commission. Says, I hope it gets us started off on a good foot. Oh, nice. Did that just come through? Oh, I didn't see it yet. Well, I already have the request for the first song, so we'll do it second. Why did it? Tooby didn't notify me. Tooby! Oh, you whispered it. Oh, I see it now. I don't know why I didn't get notified before. But we'll do one track, then we'll do your commission. Gun says, just ordered the Arteria QAB. Are you happy with it? That was a long pause, wasn't it? It's a great price, and it's hard to find. So I wanted something with lots of knobs and buttons on it that had weighted action, and there's very few options. And I like the action on it a lot better than on the M Audio. I think was sort of the nearest competitor. What I don't like about it is that the keys are very, very loud. Just the sound of me playing is extremely loud. And you'll hear that when I'm demoing. During the music, when I'm actually performing, there's not a mic on, so you don't hear it. But that's the one negative. But other than that, you know, I think it's I've been pretty happy with it. This first track's gonna feature Nedco's first ever BPM and Kivet's 100th drum loop. Okay, let's see. What do? I press this button. Guns, you're classically trained. Nice. Yeah, I grew up playing acoustic pianos, and so I don't like playing so-called synth action keys unless I'm playing an organ sound. But I don't even like playing synthesizers with semi-weighted or non-weighted keys. I like the response. You know, to feel like you're like the keyboard's fighting back. I like that. You know, but this keyboard is surprisingly, the keys are very loud. Oh, welcome to I Don't Know My Name. How are you? Did we have a funky drum fill? No? It's weird. Father Five says, I learned how to play keys on cheaper keyboards. Weighted keys feel weird to me. Some people love, I mean, if you play organ, right? I mean, it's very hard to play organ and do smears and glissandos with weighted keys. I mean, when you see those, you know, rockabilly keyboard players, you know, they're doing, I mean, that's not the most pleasant thing on your hands with an acoustic piano. But so there's reasons to like. It's just if you grow up using something one way, it's sometimes it's hard to make that transition. I just like the feeling of that resistance. But if I'm playing an organ sound, it'd be sweet. This would be sweet. This would be incredibly expensive to produce. But if on these you had a way to change the resistance depending on what you were doing. So if you're playing, you know, well, for me, anything other than an organ sound, I would have the weighted keys, and then when I'm playing organ, I'd have no weights. Media says, what's your favorite key? If you pick one out of those 88 to play for a concert with no pressure. I mean, from a purely lazy point of view, if I'm going to only get to play one key the whole time, let's just think ergonomically. I mean, this D is in the perfect position. Right there. It would depend. I mean, on a piano, if I only could play one key, I'd pick something in the lower register. I could listen to one key in the lower register for a lot longer than I could a key in the upper register. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, Guns did a raid? Oh yeah, why didn't I get a notification? Should we do a reverse raid for Guns? I need to spell your name exactly right though for the reverse raid. gunselsenol. I think I got it right. For a reverse raid. So first person who goes and follows Guns gonna get $15 in unlocked currency. Up to 3 random people will get 5. Let me go follow you too. Guns. Did I do your name right? Gunselsenol. Oh, you got a channel trailer. Nice. Call me Guns. Well, you got a new follower for me. So what do you do? What do you do on your channel, Guns? What is reverse raid? Do you know what a raid is, Guns? A raid? Well, you did a raid. Of course you know what a raid is. Of course you know. I'm still half conscious, and I've been up for many hours. My brain's just on slow motion. A reverse raid, we go and raid the person who raided us, and we try to get them follows. Yeah. So it's a way to thank somebody for raiding, because usually it's just people raid and they follow you, right? But we try to give back in thanks. And I add some incentives to motivate people with that unlock credit. Look at that, 12 new followers for Guns. Chad, that was awesome. That was one of our best in a while. 12 new follows. Nice job, Chad. Dom says, only thing mobile is good for is reverse raid speed. Oh, Dom got it? You're new on Twitch? And did you say, I might have missed your message, did you say what you do on Twitch? Do you perform piano on Twitch? Are you a gaming streamer? Okay, let's see. Our drum kit on this track is the Quirky Deluxe Jam. Let's see our first beat. Hey, be wonky. First beat's for Kid Vet. Let's generate this beat. Guns is an architect. He quit job just before the lockdown because the lockdown he decided to try to DJ doing that just for a month. Oh wow. And what kind of stuff do you DJ? He says, "Kid should be a gaming streamer." Those poor turnips. Yeah, I'm the worst gamer. Those turnips can go rot. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm not. Maybe someday, when I'm old and creaky, I'll be a gamer then. That'd be awesome, Guns, if you mix in some live keyboard with the DJ you're doing. That would be awesome. I wish more DJs integrated. We're spinning, doing the DJ thing, but doing more, incorporating some more instruments. That'd be really sweet. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I'll do that. No. Let's see. First up, we got a beat for Kid Vet. Here it is. Here's Kid Vet Raw. Okay, let's put a kick on one. Shape these hats. They're not really hats. Whatever they are. Shakers? What, do we decide what are these things? What are they? There's our first beat. Nice. Okay, next up we got Mr. Dave. God says, that's what I want to try, but I can just play Chopin, Bach. Never tried improv. A lot of people think that the most important thing in improv is knowing theory and stuff like that. And while theory is helpful, my feeling is the most important thing in improv is just to let yourself do it and be free about it. If you see two performers, two improvisers, and one of them has amazing theory, but is super self-conscious and is constantly judging themselves as they're improvising, and then you have a second improviser who has very little theoretical knowledge, but just gives openly whatever they have to give with whatever skills, it's always going to be more fun and more meaningful to watch that performer who is being just open. That's the most important thing. Theory can, you can spend your life learning theory. But just putting it out there and being open about it, that's the greatest thing. That's a gift the performers give to audiences. When a performer is truly free, whether they're improvising or just playing a composed piece, as an audience, we get to feel that too. We get to feel free. We get to, when a performer is really self-conscious, they could be playing every note perfectly. But as an audience, you feel that self-consciousness. You feel that insecurity, even if they're playing perfectly. But that performer that is reckless, but genuine, there's like Yo-Yo Ma makes mistakes all over the place. But he's just putting himself out into the world, and you feel that. You don't care that if he flubs a note or something. Anyway, here's Mr. Dave. Gonzalo, drink a lot before my first improv. That's certainly a way to do it. I like this stutter. There it is. Tom says, playing music in school, the audience only notice mistake if you make it obvious. I have this thing for there's different levels of performance, of skill. It is a musician performer, and the first is you make a mistake, right? And everybody knows you made a mistake except for you, right? That's the very beginning level. You're oblivious. The next level is you make a mistake and the audience doesn't know, but the other musicians in the band know. The next level is you make a mistake and nobody knows except for you. The next level is there's no such thing as a mistake, because whatever happens, you make it into something that was meant to be. Then there's, and most musicians stop there. The next level is you make a mistake. Nobody knows you made a mistake. but you let the audience know that you made a mistake. And they know the only reason they know is because you let them know. And there's this feeling of, and you don't see this very often, but I saw this when I was a teenager. I saw this saxophone player, Joe Henderson. Was it Joe Henderson? No, I'm now misremembering. It's Jimmy Heath. Sorry, Jimmy Heath. Jimmy Heath. He was like 70 or 80 when I saw him. I don't know. He's very old. He did this extraordinary concert. At the very end of the last song, he went for this note that he didn't get the note he wanted. But he did something awesome anyway. It didn't matter. But I think he was just trying to get the octave, and he hit the flat seventh or something, which was sweet. He did, and then he did some blues lick or something off that flat seventh. But as he was walking off stage, he hit the note he wanted to hit over and over again. And it was, I don't know, it was some, we all knew that he didn't really care. He was letting us know. We would never have known that he'd meant for that note if he hadn't played it as he was walking off stage over and over again. It was a really impossible, he's a tenor sax player. It was a note that was so astronomically high, right? It was a miracle to get it once in your life. And here he's getting it over and over again. But that's that level where you just let folks know. Okay, let's see. Did I not show any of these beats on screen? I did, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Sounds very tense interlude. And that's from Pierre from G-Bill Analog Bass Distorted. Douglas Filmer, Troll Me Baby. Neighborhood Watch, Barney W. Google. So Barney Google is a cartoon character who's in the public domain. And I've been looking for the right image because we need a Barney Google emote. Yeah, Barney Google was originally a cartoon character, and then there was a song about Barney Google with the googly eyes, which some of y'all heard me sing on our public domain day. But yeah, we're gonna get a Barney Google emote someday. Okay, that's Barney W. Google. Then Rowdy Chuga with Cool Juke Joint. Guns is there. Wow. And I have what's called I have something called a sidechain compression that I'm doing. So whenever I play, it reduces the volume of the mic. So they're even louder than they sound. But as soon as the music starts, you won't hear them. As soon as we actually start the improv, you won't hear them. So if you're a DJing and you have it just going through your audio, no one's going to hear it. No one's going to hear it. You might need to crank your headphones pretty loud so you don't hear it. Mitty Dankerson the second. Father Five says you need to bring back the sidechain fan on the floor. Yeah, I need to do more with sidechain. I was going to when we had that. Well, anyway, it's another story. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna beat the hour. I'm talking a lot. You like the Barney Google rooms? Be careful because Barney Google, the character, is in the public domain. Not all artwork of Barney Google is in the public domain. Only artwork of Barney Google that is prior to is 1924 or earlier. So if you take an image of Barney Google from 1930, that's not in the public domain. It's complicated. Gunn says, I'm not a DJ, I just happen to have a controller. My feeling is that if we do something, that's all that matters. Like, who is more of a DJ? Someone who says they're a DJ but never actually does anything? They never actually do anything at all. Or the person who is just beginning but is actually doing it? To me, it's what we do that matters, not what we are. So, let's see. Hey, Stewie with 34-month sub. Thanks, Stewie. Okay. Let's end this poll. I think one of the ways, the nice things about that kind of mentality, about focusing on what we do and not who we are, is that we're not prisoners of our past. We're not defined by something that is out of our control. We're defining ourselves by something that is in our control. Now, the downside of that is that's a lot of pressure too. You can't just sort of sit back. The day I stop playing music, I'm not a musician anymore. Let's see. Okay, let's end this poll. And it's Cool Juke Joint. Cool Juke Joint. Let's do it. Here we go. First improv of the day. Time to accelerate. So I'm down in my basement, and believe it or not, I was originally planning on doing the show down here until I realized that my roommates wouldn't have been super happy with that. But it does serve as an interesting backdrop while I welcome any new folks who just came in. What you're about to hear is a live musical improvisation, meaning I'm going to make up some music from scratch on the spot. But I'll be getting a ton of help from chat. Chat will give me the sounds to use, the speed of the music. I'll be turning people's names into drum beats and drum fills. So if you want to get involved, the easiest way to do that right away is type !drums in chat for a chance to be a drum rhythm on one of the upcoming songs we do. But as soon as this song starts, if you have a creative title idea, you can suggest it with !title and the name. But that's on the beginning. There are many different ways you can participate here and share your creativity. We do fun community projects on our Discord. So I know it might seem a little overwhelming at first, but I hope you'll stick around, take a leap of faith, and you'll have everything figured out super fast. So welcome, and I look forward to meeting you. I'll be back live in just a moment. My present day self is running around behind me doing some post-song stuff. In the meantime, if this is your first time watching, welcome. I'm ETC Kid, aka the Etc. Kid. The music you just watched was improvised from scratch. But I got a lot of help from chat. Just before the song, they chose the sounds I was using, the speed of the music. I turned people's names into drum rhythms. So there are many ways you can participate. The easiest way to get involved right away is to type !drums for a chance to be a rhythm on an upcoming song. You can also name the songs we create here, help write what our bot Tooby says, and we have fun community projects on our Discord. So we've got a lot going on. It might seem a little overwhelming at first, but if you take a leap of faith, you'll have everything figured out super fast. So welcome. I look forward to meeting you in chat. So it took me a while, but I've finally jumped on the social media bandwagon. You'll find me on some new up-and-coming platforms like Friendster and MySpace. I just created a new Vine account. I post highlights from the show on there, old songs, poetry recitations, behind-the-scene photos, content like this. Okay, this is my uncover of the song. It's a Long Way to Tipperary. It's from 1912.
It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I know. Goodbye to Piccadilly. Goodbye to Leicester Square. It's a long way to Tipperary, but my heart is always there.
Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves and immortality. We slowly drove, he knew no haste, and I had put away my labor and my leisure too for his civility. We passed the school where children strove at recess in the ring. We passed the fields of gazing grain. We passed the setting sun. Or rather, he passed us. The dews grew quivering and chill, for only gossamer my gown, my tippet only tulle. We paused before a house that seemed a swelling of the ground. The roof was scarcely visible, the cornice in the ground. Since then 'tis centuries, and yet feels shorter than the day I first surmised the horses' heads were toward eternity. Thank you. Thanks for those calps. Oops. I've never fixed that little bug. Thanks for those calps. Titles. Oh, I meant to do 6. Why did I only have 5? Sorry, I meant to do 6 titles. Father 5 with Disarray, Skeeter Sending the Signal, Dual Nightlight, Meaty Square Pants, Anything Goes, Broom 17, Anticipation, Dissipation. I used 2 titles as lyric inspiration. Bax OJ's gave us Slow Burn and Nedco Midnight Thoughts. Oh, I don't know why that keeps happening, the I Am New thing with the game show. I have no idea. I mean, I'm sure there's a logical explanation. There has to be. It's consistently happening. But I'm not sure what it is. Anyway, thanks to Soda for a 25-month sub. Thank you. And Mr. Robert. Mr. Robert gifted a sub to Guns. Thanks, Mr. Robert. Thank you, Mr. Robert. Oh, and hello to Chills is here, Rage is here, Iros, Travis, Dark Lounge, Rust is here. Okay. Let me shout out a few more titles. The Dark Lounge with Baba Babo. Bean Wob Wob, Art Gloss, The Raiders. Neighborhood Watch, A Falling Star Kills Detox with a Meteor. Ozeki Edible Guitar. Nedco, In a State of Flow. Soda, Link Me to Your Master. Mr. Robber from the Eyes of Genghis Khan. It hurts me every time that poem was on, the Emily Dickinson poem, and I mean, I'm not I know why it happened, and I was in a hurry, and it's more important to get content out than being perfectionist. But there's something that any hardcore filmmaker would be so annoyed at. So I have a light bulb over here, but my primary light source is over here, but you don't see the primary light source. So it looks pretty silly from a filmmaking point of view. The wrong side of my face is lit up from a filmmaking point of view. It's every time I see it. I was in a hurry though when I did that. Let's see. I should do some more poems. Y'all are gonna get sick of those. Let's see. We're gonna do Doug's commission. Is this a recommission, Doug? Or a fresh set of requests? Just I'll make a note if it's a recommission in the song notes. New commish. Send this poll. And Brooms has named it. Thanks, Brooms. Anticipation, Dissipation. Thank you, Brooms. Anticipation, Dissipation. Oh, I loaded the wrong one. What have I done? Does anyone have big weekend plans? Going anywhere interesting? Doing anything interesting? Leaving the house? Leaving the house is interesting now, right? Just leaving the house is a big deal. Let's see, New Ableton, there we go. Father Five says people are allowed to do things. Moles is building a new PC. Oh, that's exciting. Staffy's going to the office. Ruben's going to the local comic book store for first time since quarantine. What's your favorite comic? Kyle, you're in LA? Everything's opening up in LA now. There we go. Is there a funky drum fill? No. Ableton's just crashing. What was the time on the last one? The length of it? I don't know. Or the BPM? I'm not sure. I don't have a way to quickly get it. Well, the BPM was 96. The length? About, I do have a fast way to get it. It's about 14 minutes. Yeah. Okay, let's see. We're gonna do a melody for Doug. Step with it. Here's our melody. Let's generate this melody. Step with it, okay. Where's my... Use those notes. Some point in the next improv. The drum kit is a 707 and 727 kit. That's not the 707. Oh, it is. It is. It is. I don't know. This kit is recent, right? Was this a recently on? Or did it just not get requested very often? Let's include, since we got a nice set of cowbell type sounds, let's include those in our beat. That's C2, D2, E2. Oh, and I deleted my drum fills. Whoops. Ableton Live is not like me today. It keeps crashing. Would you like to recover? Yes, I would. There it goes. Initialize, generate our drums. Okay, first up we got a beat. It's dub goose. Let's give ourselves some stability here. There's our first beat, and then we got Drop It Loose. Okay, let's... There it is, we got our beats. Check out the sounds. We got dub bass. Oversized dub wobble. Wubba wub dub. And then wub dub a dub. So there's wubba wub dub and there's wub dub a... Wait, are those the same? Wait. Wubba wub dub, wub dub a dub. Okay, this is wub dub a dub. And then on cluster. And then Grime Doesn't Pay, and it's a debut. Okay, y'all pick. Since the commission, if Doug votes, only Doug's vote counts. Otherwise, it's a normal poll. He says, what's your favorite comic book? Don't say Barney. I mean, does it count? I mean, my favorite is Asterix and Obelix, but I don't know if that, does that count as a comic book? Or would you consider that a graphic novel? And they were usually hardcover. But yeah, Asterix and Obelix. Douglas, oh, that's a great title inspire. Douglas Fillmore, the title inspire is Dance Moves Real or Make Believe? Meaty says, that counts. I knew the answer, just spreading the word. I feel, Chad, if so many of y'all love puns, Asterix and Obelix, they're just king of the puns. At least the English version. I don't know if they did it in every translation, but in English, they're all about just... I mean, that's not why I liked it, but for many of you, that might be the appeal. I like it because I just love Obelix. Obelix is just, I don't know, it just makes me so happy, Obelix. Rhinog 7. Thank you for that follow. Okay, let's end this poll. Meaty says, that's pretty funny. Meaty says, suggest game show category Obelix or Obelisk. It's Grime Doesn't Pay. Let's do it. Here we go. Time to iterate. You might have noticed that our bot, To Be or Not to Bot, aka Tooby, is quite an active part of our channel. And that's because y'all can help write what it says. We call it bot talk, and there's a lot of different things you can do with it. An easy way to get started is with !bot space random, and using that command you can submit a random thing for Tooby to say at some point during a future show. If you want to dig deeper into bot talk, there's variables, option sets, multi-part messages, and more. It's just another way you can share your creativity with our community. Hi, if this is your first time watching, welcome. I'm the Etc. Kid. What you just heard was improvised entirely from scratch, meaning I was making it up as I went along, but I got a ton of help from chat. Chat shows all the sounds I was using, the speed of the music, the drum rhythms were generated from people's usernames. So if you want to get involved, the easiest way to do that right away is type !drums in chat for a chance to be a drum rhythm on an upcoming song. But that's only the beginning. There's many different ways to participate and share your creativity. You can help name all the songs we created on the show. You can help write the script of our channel's bot. We have fun community projects on our Discord. So it might seem a little overwhelming at first. We got a lot going on, but if you stick around, you'll have it all figured out super fast. So welcome to the Etceterati.
It's a dark and stormy night. You're awakened to the sounds of heavy breathing next to your face. Is it that madman who escaped from prison earlier today, or just your neighbor's friendly Saint Bernard? It's too dark to see anything, and you're afraid to move, so you lie there in the dark, paralyzed in fear, waiting for the sun to reveal your panting companion. If only you had the ETC bulb nightlight. I'm not only on the Twitch, I'm also on the Instagram, the Twitter, the Facebook, the YouTube, the Discord. Follow me there for more content like this.
Thanks for those cows. Thanks Doug for the commission. Titles: Nedco the Firewalker, Guns with Eiffel 66, Bean Wob Wob, Flat Moon Theorist, Neighborhood Watch Slipping Through the Cracks, Mr. Robert the Monkey's Paws, and Staffy Recognito. Hey, and a cheer from Mr. Dave 335. Says, Dave writes, this slaps hard. Thanks, Mr. Dave. Oh, thanks, Doug. Let's see some other titles. Russ with Smooth Criminal. Travis Bass Knowledge. Dom Simpson Land of 1,000 Dances. And the Electric Slide Whistle. Mr. Day 335 Interstellar Imbalance. Doug with Funkenstein. Nauru Melody of a Setting Sun. Father 5 Tallahassee Two-Step. Skeeter Left Foot Crumble. Meaty Square Pants, Chicken Chair Dance. Thanks, Meaty. Meaty says, that was an instant classic, a real Tooby shaker. Oh, we got some Say My Names. Meaty Square Pants is now Meaty Squarer Pants. Okay, Squarer. Is that right? Am I saying that right? Meaty Squarer Pants? And Thunder Tooby wants me to know to Stephen Donkey. No. Hey, Mimsy Mamarath, welcome. Let's end this poll. Since the commission, if Doug votes, only Doug's vote counts. Otherwise, it's a normal poll. Let's see if Doug voted. Doug didn't vote, so it's a normal poll. Doug wants to be surprised. And it's Guns. Guns is named Eiffel. Eiffel 66. Thank you, Guns. That was Eiffel 66. Thanks, everyone, for your titles. Thank you, Guns. Thank you, Guns. Thank you, Doug. Okay, this next track is going to feature Rhinog 7's first ever drum fill and drum loop, and Dom Simpson's 2,650th song. 2,650th for Dom Simpson. Okay, let's zero out. Fade out. And our drum kit on this track is the Hard Techno Remix Kit. First up, we got a beat for Staffy, Moon Zoo. I thought it was Moon Zoom for a second, but it's Moon Zoo. But it was looped, so here's Moon Zoo. Let's shape our hats. There's our first beat, Moon Zoo, and then Rhinog 7. With this came from Your Follow. But you can always make requests. When you follow, you automatically get some requests right away. Oh, did you get a new sound, Guns? I'll play the sound in just a moment for you so you can hear it. A lot of our folks now like to name sounds without even having heard them first, which I don't quite understand. But so you can name it right away, or you can wait until I play it, which will be, I'm going to demo the other sounds, then I'll demo your new sound. Oh, and his Muty's got Muty's Squarer Pants, Song of the White Bear. And then MasterfulPleb's here with Tibetan Singing Bowls. Tom says this: if you name it first, it changes how it sounds. Guns, yes, you can name it anything, provided it's within our chat, appropriate chat. And ideally, it doesn't include a brand name in it. But pretty much anything, with those restrictions. This is Wandering Through the K's from Travis. Wow, also with Warm Pad. And then Father 5, Actually, We Insist. No, right now, Guns, I'm demoing the sounds for the next improv that people have requested, but I'll do yours in just a moment. And then Crush Baby in it. Okay, y'all pick which sound starts the improv. Okay, so we have no idea what this is. Let's see, this is Guns' new sound. It's never been used. And as soon as Guns names it, it'll be available to anyone to request. Here it is. Oh, yeah. There it is. Oh, Doug, you wanted me to play another one? FPH, yeah. FPH. Okay, that's FPH. Hey, Cobra's here. Oh, the other Doug has to name that? Do light show? Yes, okay. I think it'd be fun someday. They're gonna have really good voice synthesizers, and y'all will be able to request different voices. Wouldn't that be fun? You could request like some, soprano. Some gravelly soprano. And you see me singing, but you hear this gravelly soprano voice. Or you could request Gilbert Gottfried, and I could sing using Gilbert Gottfried's voice. I can't wait for that day. It's gonna be so fun. So much fun to be able to sing with different voices. Oh, Guns named their sound, This Frog is Broken. This frog is broken. Oh, and a donation from Cobro. Thanks, Cobro. Cobro says, new sounds, I'm in. Let's check out Cobro's new sound. Thank you, Cobro. Thank you. Oh, what's this? Oh, that's pretty cool. So it's sort of a drum. Nedco says AI can produce realistic voices, but it's quite uncontrollable. Sounds like it pretends to speak English. Well, that's sort of how I sounded the first couple years of singing on the show, right? I mean, and I still sometimes, when I'm singing in my language, Neko says that maybe it is usable. But yeah, what I'm imagining is that I literally sing. It'll be hard because it will be like Tooby sing, where it's a little hard for me because I hear more of myself than Tooby. Someday I'll be able to. I won't even need ears, It'll just go right into my brain. I mean, that's sort of my ultimate fantasy, is to have a jack in the, well, not really. I don't really want a jack in the back of my head, but it would be really cool if I could send music straight from inside of myself straight out into the world and not needing any of this gear, just straight from the brain and the soul or whatever. None of this pesky equipment. Send this, Paul. He says, who needs ears? You feel the music. Yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously, ears get the music to the body, but for me, I definitely experience music as a physical experience. It's Tibetan singing bowls. Okay, let's do it. Here we go. Dom says deaf people feel the music. I played a show once for a it was sort of a what was it? It was sort of a pre-party or post-party. I don't know if it was for a wedding, but it wasn't for the wedding itself. But the woman who was getting married worked at a school for the deaf, And so she invited a lot of her students and colleagues. She wasn't deaf, and we played a show, and we just cranked the bass, and just super loud bass, put it, subwoofer vibrating through the floor. Okay, let's do this track. Here we go. Time to etceterate. So I'm down in my basement, and believe it or not, I was originally planning on doing the show down here until I realized that my roommates wouldn't have been super happy with that. But it does serve as an interesting backdrop while I welcome any new folks who just came in. What you're about to hear is a live musical improvisation, meaning I'm going to make up some music from scratch on the spot. But I'll be getting a ton of help from chat. Chat will give me the sounds to use, the speed of the music. I'll be turning people's names into drum beats and drum fills. So if you want to get involved, the easiest way to do that right away is type !drums in chat for a chance to be a drum rhythm on one of the upcoming songs we do. But as soon as this song starts, if you have a creative title idea, you can suggest it with !title and the name. But that's on the beginning. There are many different ways you can participate here and share your creativity. We do fun community projects on our Discord. So I know it might seem a little overwhelming at first, but I hope you'll stick around, take a leap of faith, and you'll have everything figured out super fast. So welcome, and I look forward to meeting you.
spending the day's last prayer with you. Spending the day's last prayer with you. Spending the day's last prayer with you. Spending the day's last prayer with you. Spending the day's last prayer with you. Spending the day's last prayer with you. Spending the day's last prayer with you. Spending the day's last prayer with you. Spending the day's last prayer with you. Spending the day's last prayer with you. There's a shadow over there never met before. Is it yours? There's a shadow over there never met before. Is it yours? with you. Spending the day's last breath with you. Spending the day's last breath with you. Spending the day's last breath with you. Spending the day's last
Hi, if you came in during the music and this is your first time watching, welcome. I'm the Etc. Kid. What you just heard was improvised music, meaning I was making it up from scratch as I went along. But I got a ton of help from chat. Chat chose the sounds I was using, the speed of the music, the drum beats and drum fills were generated from people's usernames. So if you want to get involved, the easiest way to do that right away is type !drums in chat for a chance to be a drum fill or a drum loop in one of the upcoming songs we do. But that's only the beginning. There are many different musical things you can request, but you don't need any musical experience to participate. There are many ways to share your creativity. You can help name all the songs we do on the show. You can help write the script of our channel's bot. We do fun community projects on Discord. So it might seem a little overwhelming, I know, but if you stick around, take a leap of faith, you'll have everything figured out super fast. So welcome again, and I look forward to meeting you in chat.
Apparently, I'm on social media. If you follow me there, you'll find highlights from the show, stripped down arrangements of old songs, poetry recitations, behind the scenes photos, portraits of Jiffy Star Child, thoughts in the creative process, and a whole lot more. Stuff like this. The Fool's Song by William Carlos Williams. I tried to put a bird in a cage, oh fool that I am, for the bird was truth. Sing merrily, truth, I tried to put truth in a cage. And when I had the bird in the cage, oh fool that I am, why it broke my pretty cage. Sing merrily, truth, I tried to put truth in a cage. And when the bird was flown from the cage, oh fool that I am, why I had nor bird nor cage. Sing merrily, truth, I tried to put truth in a cage. Hi-ho, truth in a cage.
Thank you. Thanks for those kelps. Let's see titles. MasterfulPleb Until Forever Comes. Hey, ProxymanDerk. Rust Psychosphere with Enigmatic Grange, Chills, Watercolor Melodies, Dom Simpson Shared Breaths, Skeeter The Value of Time, and Ozeki Aquasphere. And I also did Lord of the Things from Bax OJ's. I used some titles as lyric inspiration. I took Shadow from Staffy's Shadows Petals, Naroon Patters in the Sand, and Naroon Today's Last Breath. Oh, it's probably pretty hard to see. Tomorrow's album cover is probably pretty hard to see. Do I have a link to a larger version of it? It's actually just a small part. Well, it's a portion of a bigger painting. Here is the portion I'm using. Because it's hard to see the details, I'm sure, on. But my favorite part of this, and so it's from whoops. It's from a painting by Richard Dadd called Fairy Feller's Masterstroke. And I think the story, I don't know a lot about it, but I think he was painting this while he was committed. Maybe I can show it on screen. Can I show it? Wait, see, let's put it on screen. Yeah, let me switch screens for just a second. So this is tomorrow's venue. Well, I'm going to show the full painting, so I just took a portion of it for the album cover. Can I get there? Yeah. So here's the paint. I'm going to zoom in on it. I mean, there's so much happening in this painting. But my favorite part of it is this little fellow right here. The expression on his face. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's probably really small, but oh, thanks, Gun. Thanks for hanging out with us, Guns. Yeah, get some rest. Thank you. Take care. Hey, Ran Sizzle. Thanks, good to see you. How are things in Muncie? Oh, and hello to Andrew A. Cunningham. Rhino GS7 is here. Suodi's here. Did I say hi to Nix96? Oh, thanks, Andrew. Let me shout out a few more titles. Broom 17, The Waves Encompassing Us. Guns with Daft Drunk. Mr. Robert, Two Eclipsed Hearts. Staffy, Return of Days. Naroon. Oh, I used both those already. Nedcode, Still Silhouette. Rand says, I'm just spending as much time with my boy. If you can. Oh, that's good. And we got a follow from Phil the Last One. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Beauty. Beauty says, your lyrics were top notch. Take these tears, remind you to hydrate. Almost every word I sang, though, came from chat. I just added a couple words to what y'all wrote. There's mostly longer tracks today, isn't it? Or how many tracks? We've done 3 songs, right? 3 so far, I think. It's on this poll. Yeah, I'll hydrate some more. Until Forever Comes. MasterfulPleb has named it. Thank you, MasterfulPleb. Thanks, everyone. That was Until Forever Comes. This is sort of a sad... These are some sad lyrics. Oh, and a sub from Mimsy. Thanks, Mimsy. Mimsy Mamarath. I think, you know, on this show, it's often pretty explicit in the way in which... I'm not sure if explicit is quite the word I want to be. Yeah, it sort of is. It's very obvious when I'm using inspiration that comes from y'all, right? Y'all make our sound requests and that sound gets used in the song, or, you know, someone writes a title and then the next moment I'm singing that title as a lyric. But this happens all the time in life. It is constantly happening. We are constantly being inspired by other people around us. We might not even realize it. We're being affected by them, and it influences what we do, what we create. And in the same way, in the same respect, our actions are affecting everyone around us in ways that we don't understand, we don't recognize. So I've said this in the past that with titles, every title is a beginning. Titles are beginnings, they're not endings, they're beginnings. And it's impossible to put every title on the board, but every title you write in chat, you're adding something to the world. That who knows how the life that's gonna live. because of, someone might see that title and be inspired to write a poem, or maybe something about that title, they see it and they forget about it. Then years later, something about that being in their brain, that title you wrote in chat, inspires them to write a screenplay. Or a few of those words find their way into a lyric. When was this? Was I going through a breakup or something? When was this song? Let's see. Oh, Doug Knight just named a sound. Fred's Perfect Heart. Oh, Reactive Now, and how you doing? Oh, and we're gonna do Guns' sound. Guns' new sound. Guns is not gonna be here to see it or hear it. Rhino G7's first ever sound request, and ProxymanDerk's fifth sound. Muty says, we all speak about inspiration apart from us in chat. What's the last thing that inspired you creatively? I mean, I'd say my primary inspiration, this is not what you're asking really, but my primary inspiration is life. It's always life. Oh, did your other sound go through Cobra? I mean, there's no right reason to create, right? There's many different reasons. We all create for different reasons, and sometimes over the course of our lifetime or the course of a day, of a single day, we might create for different reasons. But I would say one of my most consistent reason for creating is it's my way of making sense of this life, this crazy, messy life. But I think Muty was asking maybe more of a art or music that's inspired me. I heard this track recently, and I don't know who it was because I was working. It was just on a playlist, and I think I probably can find it somehow. But it was this. It was a band from somewhere in I think in maybe it was somewhere in, I think it was in the Philippines. I might be misremembering that. But the singer was sort of doing Frank Sinatra sort of crooning style, but it felt indie. And then the music was jazz, but very sort of indie feeling. I don't like that word, Roy, but and yeah, I remember thinking, I was like, I dig that. I want to explore that. I want to explore what they're exploring. there's something really interesting about that combination, how they're pulling it off. But, and then one other answer to Meaty's question is, obviously, this show, I'm inspired by y'all. Every single song, I'm drawing inspiration creatively from the choices that y'all make through your requests. Let's see, let's fade out. Okay. Oh, here, I haven't played our featured sound. Here's cool synth. I like this sound as it sort of can be a lead sound, but it also can, or it is a lead sound, but it also has sort of a pad type element. Okay, see, our drum kit on this track is the Boutique 808. And our first beat is for Dual. Here is Dual. Whoops. Oh, what did Reactive not? You wrote, you missed my thanks. I'm going to post again the melodic I heard after I saw one of your streams today. I'm so hyped. Gotta thank you for the streams. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I recommend if you have Ableton or some sort of thing, you can sort of jam with it and have some reverb, but it's fun. This is true of a lot of instruments, but if you don't have a space in your house that is natural reverb, sometimes some bathrooms will you can get some good reverb in there. But if there's like a church or some sort of stone building, big building that you can play inside, it's really fun. But I'm glad that, have fun with it. First beat. This is Brucos. Brucos is here. Whoops. Nice. We got our beats. Oh, and there was a donation. I didn't see it. There it is. Sorry, I missed it. There's a donation from Name Withheld. Thank you, Name Withheld. Thank you. Thank you. And a sub bomb from Suodi. Thank you, Suodi. Just gifted 5 subs. Thank you. Thanks, Suodi. And Suodi gifted a sub to ProxymanDerk. Thank you. Here is hey Kyle Braun. Here's a new sound from Guns, a debut. Frog is broken. ProxymanDerk with 6 a.m. Cyberjazz bass. Thank you, Suodi. Father 5, flange saw a brass. Wow, Soda with noisy Vox ambient FX. And then Rhino, GS7, has a random request from Following. It's Mistress Dankerson. I think it's from Following, or maybe it's just a random one. Wait, was that the... Oh no, here's Soda's. Sorry, this is Soda's sound. Noisy Vox. It's a pad. And then that was Mistress Dankerson. And then Chills with Chills is Universal Love. And that's a debut. Let's do this poll. And then I'm going to play Cobro's new sound. Cobro has named this Negative Dimension. Here is Negative Dimension. That's huge. Oh wait, no. Negative Dimension was a different sound. Oh, negative. That was your first sound you named. Sorry. So you named the previous sound we did, Negative Dimension, and that was a new sound. Title inspiration. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, this is a variation on other titles before, or other things we've done. It's combining 2 different ideas. Take an existing title of a movie, of a book, of a video game, TV show, whatever. An existing title, reverse it, and add something to it. Reverse it and add at least 1 word. On either side, in the middle, somewhere in there. Take an existing title, reverse it, add at least 1 word. Am I making these too tricky? There's Staffy got Men and Mice of Mars. Who wrote Mice and Men? I don't think I've read it. Is it any good? I mean, it's a famous book, so it must be good, right? Oh, it's a novella by it's by Steinbeck. So what he just did, Turtles of Ninja Mutant Teenage.
Oh, broken microphones come from broken homes. Broken microphones.
Okay, let's end this poem.
Broken homes, oh, electric trees on these virtual seats. Everybody's strange until you meet electric trees.
As the frog is broken. Let's do it. Here we go. Time to accelerate. So what is a sound theme? A sound theme allows you to pick the kinds of sounds that will be used on a song. Chat still picks the specific sounds, but they do so within the categories you've chosen. It's a way to request sound palettes that we don't hear very often on the show. You can unlock one anytime, or if you're lucky, win one during the pre-show raffle that happens 5 minutes after the stream starts. To create a sound theme, use the builder on the request page. You can reach it directly right here. Once you get there, click on this to see the options. I'll pick acoustic drums and synth bass. This means that no matter what, there will be acoustic drums and synth bass on the song. I'll go ahead and fill in the rest of the slots and then copy and paste the command into chat. Tooby, our bot, will let chat know which sound categories we need requests for, so there will be enough for the song. I'm looking forward to playing your sound themes.
Wow. Hi, if this is your first time watching and you came in during the music, welcome. I'm the Etc. Kid. What you were listening to is a live musical improvisation, meaning I was making it up as I went along from scratch. But I got a ton of help from chat. Chat shows the sounds I was using, the speed of the music, I turn people's names into drum rhythms. So everything I do grows out of and is inspired by the contributions you guys make in chat. There are many ways to participate. The easiest way to get involved right away is type !drums for a chance to be a drum rhythm on one of the upcoming songs. But you can also help name the songs we create here. You can help write the script of our channel's bot. We do fun community projects on our Discord. So we got a lot going on. It might seem a little overwhelming at first, but I hope you'll stick around, take a leap of faith, and you'll have everything figured out super fast. So welcome, and I look forward to meeting you in chat.
If you've been enjoying the music today, we actually release every live show as a live album on Bandcamp. None of the talk, just the music. There's liner notes with credits for everyone who made requests on the songs or named one of the songs. You can pre-order it at any point during the show. Or if you feel like you might want a lot of the shows we're doing, you can become a Bandcamp sub. And as a Bandcamp sub, you can download every new album we release, which at this point is about this many albums a month or more. Not only that, as an added bonus, you can download a certain number of albums from the archives. So let me know if you have any questions about how it works, and know that this is one of the best ways to support what we're doing here.
Things move pretty fast in ETC world, but you can keep up on everything on the Instagram, the Twitter, the Facebook, the YouTube, the Discord. You'll find fun content like what you're about to see.
If I was a mole, I'd lead that mountain down. If I was a mole, do I always live
Thanks for those kelps. Let's see titles. Doug is for Fish from the Disappear, Meaty Square Pants and Orange Clockwork, Suodi, The Wonderland and Alice, Staffy, Time and Wrinkled Clothes, Skeeter Paradise 4891, and Dom Simpson World of the War Pigs. Oh, and Meaty Squarer Pants gifted a Bambadli to Suodi. sowOmoz has been reappointed leader of Death Star Popo Tembo Elements and Ends. If you've loved Butcher and Kenny Rogers, you hate their interest in dynamic music. They have recently signed a unilateral agreement with Larry Records. The MTV, aren't all record deals unilateral? MTV recently released the latest music, so they released their latest hit, What Do I Play? You Go Where, we just saw. It's funny. I sort of came of age during the '90s. You know, the grunge era and jam bands, that whole era, and it was a pretty anti-synthesizer time. You know, if you played keyboards, you'd play organ, Fender Rhodes, Wurlitzer, or piano. So you almost never heard synths in bands in the early mid 90s. And so I could not stand like Miles Fusion in the 90s, Miles Davis, in the 80s Miles Davis. It just adds so much synth stuff. Whereas I loved Miles in the 70s and 60s and I haven't really ever gone back. Well, have I? I think I. Anyway, I need to go back and listen to all those 1980s Miles albums. There was one Miles album that I liked. It was called We Want Miles in the 80s. And that was, I drew the line at after We Want Miles, I was done with Miles. But I need to go back. I need to go back and check it out. Miles Davis played a Cyndi Lauper cover. I need to listen to that again. Which one was that? But this part of the track actually, it reminds me a little bit of stuff that, it's a little too crazy sounding, but the vocals doing the wordless vocals doubling. Pat Metheny did a bunch of stuff like that. I never got that into Pat Metheny. Pat Metheny's a jazz guitar, more of a fusion guitar player. He did an album with called what's it called? It was with Jaco Pastorius, and I love that album. What's it called? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Pat Metheny and Jaco Pastorius, and maybe Bob Moses? I forget who the drummer was. Bright Size Life, I think. Maybe that's what it's called. And I think that was probably late 70s. I want to love Pat Metheny. I mean, he's got a beautiful melodic sense. There's just not enough corners. I need some more corners, more edges, I think. Doug says, I never know what you're talking about. Let's end this poll. So I'm just rambling. I don't know. Let's see. But maybe I should give Pat Metheny a chance again. I should listen to some... Pat Metheny's heyday was in the 80s too, right? I should just give the whole 80s decade a second chance. It's a tie. Let's break this tie. And it's sowOmoz. sowOmoz's named it the Wonderland and Alice. He says, big triangle, how many more corners or edges do you need? It's funny because my favorite band is Earth, Wind & Fire, and there are not many edges in Earth, Wind & Fire. It's strange. Some music I hear and I don't need that edge. And some music I need the edge. I need a little bit of edge. I don't need any edge with my Earth, Wind & Fire, but okay. Thanks, sowOmoz. But let me just make it. I want to remember. I'm gonna listen while I'm doing my post-show work. I want to listen to some 80s Miles and 80s Pat Metheny. We got a first request ever from Philolaus1. He's going to get a drum fill and a drum loop. And Mr. Dave 335 is going to get a key, first key, and it's Mr. Dave's 10th request. Doug's never heard of Pat Metheny. You might like it. I mean, he's an amazing guitar player, and he's a great writer. I want to hear it. I want to hear the edge in Pat Metheny. I'm missing the edge. But there's probably some Pat Metheny I haven't heard. But I mean, he's an amazing guitar player. And he's got us. Nobody sounds like Pat Metheny. I mean, except for Pat Metheny. He has a very distinctive guitar sound, and it's. I mean, some of it is sort of the production, but it's also just the way he plays. Nobody play. He holds. Has anyone seen how Pat Metheny? He holds the pick in the strangest way. It's like it's wrong, right? He holds the pick wrong. And he'll say that himself. But man, nobody sounds like him. Have I listened to Rubber Band yet? I think I did after you told me about that like six months ago maybe. And I think I listened to it at the time. It's sort of more hip hop remixes of it, right? Yeah, I should listen to that again. But yeah, everyone. I definitely recommend Bright Size Life, Pat Metheny. Or whose album is that? I don't know who's technically the leader of that album. Bright Size Life. Maybe it's Bob Moses. Whose album is it? Oh, it's Pat Metheny's debut album. 1975. Oh, it was earlier than I thought. Pat Metheny was 21 years old. Oh, I got it with that. I haven't heard this album probably in 15 years. I need to hear it again. There's some just gorgeous, gorgeous moments on it. And it's an ECM album. So ECM was a record label that has a very distinctive aesthetic. It's rare that record labels have an aesthetic that sort of, in a way, eclipses the artist sometime. Let's see, okay. Whenever you write rubber band music, the first thing I think of is Bootsy. Because Bootsy Collins had his rubber. It was Bootsy Collins and his rubber band, or the rubber band. Oh, I should listen to some Psychotic Bump School. It's my favorite Bootsy Collins track. Psychotic Bump School. It features there's a live recording of it that features a Maceo Parker solo that just kills me. And there's a lick, there's a horn line on Psychotic Bump School that is my favorite horn line of all time. It's a syncopated line where the first first 7 or 8 notes are syncopated. They're in the weak parts of the beat, so they feel very disjointed, and then they nail at the very end of it. They have this lick that's right on the beat. They nail it. It's legendary. Psychotic Bump School. Bump. Psychotic Bump School. Just make it clear there's a P in there. But Maceo does. There's an effect that saxophonists can do. I mean, you can do it a bit on trumpet and trombone, but it sounds coolest on saxophone. You have to have real chops to be able to do it. I don't have the chops really to do it, but where they basically, and Maceo does it. Maceo Parker is one of the most sort of well-known funk, probably the most well-known funk saxophone player. He played with James Brown and Funkadelic and Bootsy, and I don't know if he played with Funkadelic. He played with Parliament. Anyway, it's a technique where you play the same note using different fingerings, and so you can sort of do a percussive thing with the same note by just changing your fingers, but you're playing the same note. And Maceo was a master at that effect, and that's the key to that Psychotic Bump School solo. It's super intense. There's a live version. I don't know the studio version. I don't think there's a solo, or I don't think. But there's a live. I think it's a Houston concert. I think it's from Houston. It was released. It's not. I don't know this. It's not that I know this random one performance of the song. This was released. Okay, drum kit. Enough of me talking about esoteric music stuff. Crunchy peanut butter. Here's Pierre. Oh, and this. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. New Power Muffin says, how did you get into music? I got into music originally the way many people get into it, in that I played in the elementary school band. and so yeah, that was my, but you know, it was just another activity. It wasn't till I was about 13 or 14 where I sort of was like, whoa, music is not just another activity. And that was when I would go to the public library, and I would just they had a decent sized record collection, and every week I would go check out 6 new records, or whatever the limit was. I think it was 6 or 7 records was the max you could check out. And I just worked my way through their entire record collection week after week after week. I didn't know anything about it. This was before the internet. I mean, the internet was around, but I didn't have, no one had, almost nobody had any access to it. This was like 80 years ago. No, but, and I made my way to, I eventually reached Cecil Taylor, who was in the T's, Cecil Taylor. And I must have been, I was in 8th grade when I first heard Cecil Taylor, I think, 8th or 9th grade. And Cecil Taylor is a avant-garde jazz pianist. And I don't do anything like what Cecil Taylor does. I mean, I have at times in my life, but on this show, you almost never do anything like that. But I heard it, and for the first time, I really recognized that in music, like, people are expressing something. It's not just fun. I mean, that's an awesome reason to play music and enjoy music, because it's fun. But I already knew that. But I heard Cecil and I heard this band, and I heard them saying something through their instruments. And I was at that age where a lot of us are dealing with a lot, and I was dealing with a lot, especially some things that happened. One thing in particular that happened that was very difficult for a 13-year-old brain to process. And I didn't have words to express what had happened. I had no vocabulary to deal with this thing. And I heard Cecil Taylor, using his fists on this piano. And I thought, wow, this is a way for me to take all this stuff that is just stuck inside of me and do something with it. And I needed to be sort of beat over the head to hear Cecil Taylor, which is, it's pretty intense, chaotic sounding music. I needed that to sort of open my ears, open my mind, and realize that all music, it doesn't have to beat you over the head, but all kinds of music can be emotionally expressive. But that's when I really sort of committed myself to music was then. Okay, here's Phil Ross. We got our beats. Yeah, I wonder if that library still has that record collection. A lot of libraries got rid of their records eventually, and had CDs, and a lot of libraries are probably getting rid of their CDs. I would have, man. I would love to just skim through those records again. Let's see. I was mentioning another record that I think I discovered at that library recently. It was the Reuben Wilson Sweet Life. But so many records, actually, I probably have more records now than that library had then, but they had a decent sized jazz collection. There must have been at least. And they had rock and folk, and I went through pretty much every record they had. Okay, sounds. We've got knocking on Doug's door. Now everyone says, my middle son, I just get him a record player. So by the time I started listening to records, they were not in vogue at all. I mean, nobody my age that I knew was into records. There were people my age around the world, but certainly in my general demographic, I was one of the only people that listened to records. Everyone was on CDs by that point. But I think, I rarely listen to records now, even though I have this enormous record collection. But what's so nice about records and CDs, anything physical is and that's something we sort of lose with everything being digital, is there's a whole experience, a whole ritual to listening to music you have to, if you got, you have to flip through your records to find the one you want to listen to, and you have to pull it out, and then take the record out of the sleeve, put the record on the turntable, put the needle on the turntable, and then you just got this physical object, this physical experience. And it's just not the same triggering a song in Spotify or something. It's still music, it's still amazing, but it's just a different thing. Okay, that's Nuck, and then here we have PWM2 oscillator. Douglas Fillmore skipped the whole cassette era. The first thing I ever purchased was a cassette. The first music I ever purchased. It was Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation, my first album, on cassette. That was from Skeeter from Ozeki, The Reflections of a Silent Lake. Yeah, the medium in which you bought your first album says, can pretty much tell us within about, I guess it gets a little tricky with records, but within about 10 years, you can sort of guess, right, how old someone is. If they say 8-track cassette, you're like, okay. They say it was about a 45. Well, okay, I suppose a 45 could be actually a 30-year period. When did 45 start? They were definitely releasing 45. I guess they still release 45s. Do they? Well, no, dance music, they generally do 33s, right? Okay, the Square Growl. Oh, Muty got NWA. No age restrictions. Backslash J is during the 50s, 45s. Backslash J is data. Yeah. Maybe I've gotten rid of my 45. I feel like I had one 45. I don't know why I had it. It was, wait, did I do Fred's Perfect Heart? Here's Fred's Perfect Heart. And it's a debut. And then from WoW, also to Xenoblast with Fire. Now already 12-inch and 45s. Okay, what are we doing here? What am I adding? Oh yeah, BPM. Okay, y'all pick which sound starts the improv. Andrew A. Cunningham says the first CD I bought was the Juice soundtrack. Did anyone in chat, this also is going to tell you how old you are in chat. Anyone do the CD deal with, who was it? What was it called? Where you pay a penny and you get a bunch of CDs, but you have to pay shipping and handling. What was that company called? There was one main company. And oh, you get it. You see all the lists of CDs and Columbia House. There we go. I admit it. I did a round with Columbia House. I did a round. Let's see. Doug has Naroon. I think anyone under the age of 30 is like, what are you talking about? Even maybe 30, you might have no idea what Columbia House is. Media did a similar thing in Holland. Younger folks are like, you paid for music? What's wrong with you? Didn't you know music is free? Miss Rars is what are you talking about? Yeah. Okay, let's end this poll. Muty says it's like streaming by mail. It's Fred's perfect heart. Mr. Robert, you still pay for music? Oh, and I mean, this show is partially funded because folks are willing to pay for music. Oh, BMG, yeah, BMG. Actually, there was another one. Yep. Okay. Yeah, we're very fortunate that there are still people who want to support music. Or this show would not exist. Okay, let's do it. Here we go. It is time to accelerate. So I'm down in my basement, and believe it or not, I was originally planning on doing the show down here until I realized that my roommates wouldn't have been super happy with that. But it does serve as an interesting backdrop while I welcome any new folks who just came in. What you're about to hear is a live musical improvisation, meaning I'm going to make up some music from scratch on the spot. But I'll be getting a ton of help from chat. Chat will give me the sounds to use, the speed of the music. I'll be turning people's names into drum beats and drum fills. So if you want to get involved, the easiest way to do that right away is type !drums in chat for a chance to be a drum rhythm on one of the upcoming songs we do. But as soon as this song starts, if you have a creative title idea, you can suggest it with !title and the name. But that's on the beginning. There are many different ways you can participate here and share your creativity. We do fun community projects on our Discord. So I know it might seem a little overwhelming at first, but I hope you'll stick around, take a leap of faith, and you'll have everything figured out super fast. So welcome, and I look forward to meeting you.
Hi, if this is your first time watching and you came in during the music, welcome. I'm the Etc. Kid. What you just heard was a live musical improvisation, meaning I was making up the music from scratch as I went along, but I got a ton of help from you guys in chat. You guys chose all the sounds I was using, the speed of the music. I turned your names into drum rhythms that powered the song. So if you want to get involved, the easiest way to do that right away is type !drums in chat for a chance to be a drum rhythm on one of the upcoming songs. But that's only the beginning. There are many different ways to participate and share your creativity. You don't need any musical background. You get to help name all the songs we created in the show. You can help write the script of our channel's bot. We do fun community things on our Discord. So we got a lot going on. It might seem a little overwhelming at first, but if you stick around, you will figure it out super fast. So welcome to the Etceterati.
So it took me a while, but I've finally jumped on the social media bandwagon. You'll find me on some new up-and-coming platforms like Friendster and MySpace. I just created a new Vine account. I post highlights from the show on there, old songs, poetry recitations, behind-the-scene photos, content like this.
Here is your 50-second recap of Friday's show.
One of the first things I say to people who are experiencing writer's block, your favorite musician, writer, whoever you admire, they almost certainly experience some of the same things you experience. But they've figured out a way to get through it, and you can figure out how to get through it as well. Tooby wants to now be referred to as Huggy Danko. Tooby, I guess, is already done with Huggy Danko, now wants to be known as Humberto Boatload. Sorry, Tooby, not gonna do it. Thanks for those calps, everyone. Titles: Miss Robert Forest Stalker, Muty Square Pants, Stomping Grounds, Nedco Forest Fire, Hug Queen OD with Z, ProxymanDerk Become Inhuman, and Skeeter Bioelectric Buildup. Muty just gifted a sub to Andrew A. Cunningham. Thanks, Muty. Thank you. And Muty Squarepants gifted a Bam Badly to Doug. PogChamp dugDbug. Just catch Gallopens Hedgehog. If you don't feel it, they should reconsider their situation. They started with Tan Vogue. His new song, Pocket Around Mellophone, doesn't hurt himself. And Douglas Moore gifted a friend to Muty, Paul Sparkle, a 9,001 foot tall crane who enjoys big parties and loud noises. Hey, cool girl. Oh, and Comedy Veins here. That's the kind of beat. It'd be fun to have some super gravelly rapper over that. Let me shout a few more titles. Thunder Tooby with I Have Seen Unprecedented Costs, he said. It's an interesting title, Tooby. Naru with Pong doing the ping. Douglas Fillmore Slash of Substance. Staffy Tree Chopper. Dom Simpson Buried Rasps. Muty Square Pants Elbow Room. Nedco No Free Lunch Theorem. Hug Queen LD Z Power. ProxymanDerk Titan Attack on Chords. Skeeter with Free Energy. Send this Poe. He says, check out Sean Price. May he rest in peace. He'd be perfect for his beat. One of his best songs, in my opinion, is The Brokest Rapper You Know. Sean Price. If you haven't heard. I don't know too much about hip hop. There was a super popular rapper that had a real raspy voice. He had a very aggressive delivery. What was his name? Seems like a lot of modern. Yeah, DMX, yep. That's what I'm thinking of. It's at least the stuff I hear that I hear just in my random things where I hear hip hop. Seems like the style is more and more just sort of really behind the beat, which is cool. But I definitely like the more aggressive rapping styles where they're right on the beat or they're sort of a little ahead of the beat. That feels a little bit more like drum solos. And it's ProxymanDerk. ProxymanDerk has named it Become Inhuman. Thanks, ProxymanDerk. Oh, thanks, Doug. Huge donation from Doug. Doug says, guess I'll take that last double, can't do much, but it'll replace that commish. Thank you, thanks, Doug. Thank you. Honor for Doug. Thank you, Doug, thank you. Oh, good night, Nedco. End. There we go. Meaty says Jurassic 5 is one of the few modern hip hop formations that actually attack the beat. It's a 4-man group. I did in the old days with Sugar Hill Gang. I love multi-vocal rap. Interaction. I recognize the name Jurassic 5. I don't know if I definitely know Sugar Hill Gang, but Jurassic, I'll look them up too. I wonder when sort of more percussive rapping will come back. I'm sure it will, and it'll be different because it has, things have to evolve. But if we've got another 5 years, 10 years of the sort of more slow behind the beat style, Oh, today's sound? Yeah, here, let me load today's sound. Our show is live from the Embryo. Medius is still here, just back in the underground. Anticipation, Dissipation, Eiffel 66, Until Forever Comes, The Wonderland and Alice, and we ended on Become Human. Let's do our thank yous. These thank yous. Our superstar mods tonight, Dom, Megs, and Tooby. Thank you, mods. We had donations from Doug from Cobro and Name Withheld. Thank you. We had a cheer from Mr. Dave 335. Thank you, Mr. Dave. We had a new sub from Mimsy. We had a gifted sub from Mr. Robert to Guns. New sub from, or gifted sub from Muty to Andrew A. Cunningham, from Suodi to Pachinko 108, Farika Doi, ProxymanDerk, Sea Life 23, Tiagos, and Travington. It's Setatro with 26 months. It's Soda with 25, and Stewie with 34. Thanks to our lurkers and chatters. We get, and our do a shout out. These 32 names you see on screen, either named our current tour, named our venue, named one of our songs, made a request in one of the songs we featured. Bax, OJ's, Broom 70, Brugos, Chills, Dom, Simpson, Duel, Douglas, Fillmore, Father 5, GDBL, Guns, Hard, Kid 58, MasterfulPleb, Mr. Robert, Mr. Day 335, Meaty Square Pants, Naru, Nedco, Neighborhood Watch, Ozeki, Full Last One, Pierre, ProxymanDerk, Rhino GS7, Rowdy Chuger, Skeeter, Scalper, YZ, Suodi, Staffy, the 3 Doug, Knight, Travis, and Wow Soda. Oh yeah, if you want that download that Doug mentioned, the key is you need to follow. If you follow and then come back, that's how it works. You need to, the follow is the key part of it though. I think. Yeah, I think that the follow is the key part of it. It's the reward for the follow. Staffy says, the credit message randomized? Yes. Yeah. It's like it's exactly like Greet Me. It just picks a random one. I mean, if I recall, I mean it's been 2 or 3 years since I've looked at that code, but if I recall, if it's been longer, it's more likely to do things that haven't been used in a while. I think. I can't remember how I wrote it. I think it, yeah. So it might not be totally random. And that I'm not sure. Cut to shout out. Okay, we don't need to do that. Don't need to do that step. Shout out game import results. Yes. Let's find somewhere to raid. It's so funny. It's so funny. I think probably as a viewer you probably recognizes it too, but I think streamers especially who sort of know it is when you get that raid when you're about to end. And it's a moment of such mixed emotions. You know? Like you're very appreciative and grateful for, that someone is raiding and you're feeling welcoming to everybody. But then especially if you've done a long show, or especially if you've extended a long show already, you're also exhausted. And and I see it sometimes when we raid, it's like this happy, sad moment for the streamer. I mean, back in the day, I would always extend, I don't anymore. Unless it's a huge raid, I don't do that anymore. I've streamed almost 1,000. How many shows? We're approaching 800, I think, 800 or 900. I'm just too old. I'm too old. So that was that double raid show where you got like 2 more songs in. Let's see. Oh, I got distracted. I didn't find anyone to raid. Emo night? What's this? Let's find out what this is. Pony plays. Emo night. Let's find this. Let's see here what this is. I love discovering new streamers on Twitch. This is what you meant to copy us. And Muty says every day is emote night for me. Before there were emotes, there was emo. Anyone playing an emo band? I never played in any emo bands. Anyone in an emo band? Let's see. Okay. So yeah, I hope to see y'all soon. Tomorrow is our music show, final music show of the week. Sunday we're gonna hang out and maybe do some beta testing for the game show. We're not gonna do a full game show, but I will be streaming, and we will probably do at least a round, assuming I can get a something to test. Well, and I made some changes I want to test. We'll be brainstorming. Maybe we'll be working on some creative stuff for the game show. Dom's in an emu band. Okay, we're gonna raid. We're gonna find out what Pony Plays is all about. So I hope to see y'all very soon. Have a wonderful whatever comes next. Here we go. Oh, thanks, Beauty. Yeah, see you, Narun. Thanks, everyone. Take care. See you soon.